Hey America. So today I thought I'd talk about the Pizzagate scandal. No, not the 2004 Premier League Pizzagate, but the 2016 Pizzagate conspiracy theory, involving child sex rings, Hillary Clinton, a crazed gunman, 4chan, satanic rituals, the world shadow government. God damn, what the hell is this thing? Well, let's find out. I was mostly interested in doing a video on this because at the time of the Pizzagate shooting, I had no idea that this conspiracy even existed. And all I would hear from the media was, oh, it's just a dumb internet alt-right conspiracy theory that says there's a child sex ring in the basement of a pizza shop. Isn't that just the dumbest thing? And yeah, that does sound pretty damn ridiculous, but not once did I ever hear from the media the whole story. How did this conspiracy even come to being? How do you manage to create a conspiracy theory so big that it results in some guy going to do his own investigation and shoot up a pizza joint? Well, that's what I'm here to discuss today. It's a little complicated, but I'll try to get through this. This all started back in early 2016 when Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign manager John Podesta had his personal Gmail account phished. Apparently, John Podesta was stupid enough to trust an email with a link telling him to enter his Gmail login information for a Google security alert. I gotta admit, I'm really paranoid about this stuff. And at the time of this hack in 2016, if an email pops up in my inbox and tells me to click here to change my password because it's that time of the year again, the last thing I would do is go straight through the link to change my information. If anything, what you should do is go straight through the website, not some sketchy link that may or may not be trustworthy. Poor Johnny. So after John Podesta's account was breached, the hackers thoroughly stripped the entire system of all his emails. This allowed the hackers to gain access to all sorts of juicy information, containing insider information amongst many high-ranking DNC officials. And then some. And on October 6th, 2016, the leaking begins. Over 20,000 pages of emails were released from the months of October and November 2016 through WikiLeaks. Overall, the emails basically revealed the Democrat Party leaders to be extremely corrupt and colluding douchebags who intentionally screwed over Bernie Sanders' campaign, and shows that the DNC is basically in bed with the mainstream media. But there was also something else going on in these emails. And here's where the conspiracy is born. For some odd reason, many of the emails obtained from John Podesta had a lot of weird and vague references to pizza, some references weirder than others. And it's not just ordering pizza that we're talking about here. And this is where the fun begins. Enter 4chan, home of the world's best shitposting investigative journalists. Now, a lot of people don't know what 4chan is, even people my age. But 4chan is essentially just a message forum website. You go to 4chan, start a thread, or join a thread, and chat away with people. Got a funny meme you want to post? Sure, go ahead. Got a new Pepe piece you want to show off? Go for it. Or you can huddle around the filthiest and funniest place on 4chan and start a conspiracy theory in the politically incorrect message board. So the basic internet consensus is that the first post on 4chan to really kick off the Pizzagate conspiracy came on November 3rd with this anonymous post here. And if you're going to start a conspiracy theory, this is one of the best ways to do it. We start with this link to Jeffrey Epstein, billionaire financier and convicted pedophile. But not only is he a convicted pedophile, this man has hundreds of allegations claiming that he traffics thousands of underage girls to politicians, foreign presidents, wealthy business executives, and tons of world leaders. This man is said to run a place called Orgy Island out in the Caribbean somewhere, where he runs a massive sex ring. Now, why is this guy relevant? Well, because according to Virginia Robert, who claims to have been one of Epstein's sex slaves, Bill Clinton, alleged rapist and pervert, has been well known to be seen around the supposed Orgy Island, and is reported to have flown on Epstein's private airplane, the Lolita Express, at least 11 times. This airplane, of course, being filled with tons of underage girls and other sex slaves, is said to have flown all over the world, and in particular Asia. I'll get back to that in a second. But Epstein, being a Democrat supporter, is obviously buddy-buddy with Bill here. Now, what makes this even more suspicious, especially right now, is that Epstein is also said to have flown both Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey on this Lolita Express. Kevin Spacey, the man who is now coming out as a serial pedophile and rabid pervert. And this report was made way before any of this recent Spacey news ever broke out, and was said to have occurred back in 2002. But another alleged passenger of the Lolita Express is Stephen Bing, businessman, film producer, and, this is going to be a theme here, someone who can't keep it in his pants around women, and has gotten into trouble for that. Now, why is he important? While through this connection with Jeffrey Epstein and the Lolita Express, Steve Bing is said to have built a very good relationship with Bill Clinton and is well known to have donated millions of dollars to the Democrat Party and both Clinton's presidential campaigns. In fact, his relationship with Bill Clinton is so good that Steve Bing decided to loan him his private 737 in 2009 so he could fly over to North Korea and pick up 2 kidnapped female American reporters. Now, why is this important? Well, because the 2 reporters who were kidnapped in North Korea were allegedly reporting on human trafficking. And according to various reports, the North Koreans only wanted to speak to Bill Clinton on the issue of the 2 reporters. Why Bill Clinton? Well, if you remember from before, Jeffrey Epstein has supposedly made hundreds of flights around Asia. Was he possibly setting up an Asian chapter of his underground sex ring, of which Bill Clinton may have been a part of, and would therefore be a missionary for such matters for Kim Jong-il? And all of the reports surrounding this secret negotiation between Bill and Kimmy describe the conversations as covering a wide-ranging exchange of views on the matter of common concern. Kimmy even threw a giant dinner in honor of Clinton. Well, it sounds like these guys are best buddies too. Were they possibly talking about their shared common interest in running underground sex rings? North Korea is well known for its human trafficking. Are North Koreans also lifetime members of Orgy Island? So now how does this all connect back to John Podesta and the leaked DNC emails? Well, check this out. One of John Podesta's leaked emails contained this message right here. As John said, it doesn't get any better than this, along with this photo attachment. You know who these 2 people are? These are the 2 rescued reporters from North Korea. And what else is in the photo? A little child and pizza. Oh my god. Even the name of the image is titled pizza.jpg. Now what the hell is so important about the pizza? Well, amongst many pedophiles, the word pizza is code for child pornography or underage sex. This is a real thing that pedophiles actually do. The abbreviation for cheese pizza, CP, is also used as code for child pornography. I couldn't believe it when I first heard about it, and I tried to look up all sorts of information about it. As far as I know, this seems to relate back to host Chris Hansen from the show To Catch a Predator, in which many of the predators arrive at an underage girl's house and bring them a box of pizza.
So you brought pizza?
Yeah, the supreme with pineapple.
Oh yes, that's my favorite.
The underlying intention being that they'll get some underage sex. It seems to happen this way a lot with pedophiles. Even the Urban Dictionary definition for cheese pizza relates it back to Chris Hansen and his show.
Case in point, Jeff Sokol. Unfortunately for him, this pizza chomping suspect is about to get a bad case of indigestion, courtesy of yours truly. He's so relaxed and convinced of his innocence, he eats a slice of pizza.
Who are you?
To come here
Are you her dad?
to meet a young girl.
Are you her
I
dad?
will get to that in a minute. Go ahead, have a bite.
Love to feel how warm I can make you all over.
And please, if you let me go, I swear you can have the pizza, whatever I brought down.
Oh, you're gonna give me the pizza?
No.
What a pal you are.
No.
Pizza. Why are you delivering pizza to little minors?
'Cause she ordered it.
And this is from 2010, so this seems to be a hardwired code for pedophiles and their child victims. Pizza.
And what is this?
So hot and ready.
Hot and ready. You think Keith was hot and ready?
Sorry? What? Said she
So
wanted,
you're harassing little girls over the
No.
phone.
Said she wanted a large sausage pizza.
Which, bringing it back around, makes this image far more suspect than it might seem to the uninformed viewer. It doesn't get any better than what, John? Child porn? Looking deeper into the Podesta emails, we start seeing some really weird pizza-related emails, like this one here. The realtor found a handkerchief, and I think it has a map that seems pizza-related. Is it yours? They can send it if you want. I know you're busy, so feel free not to respond if it's not yours, or if you don't want it. Huh? A handkerchief that has a map that seems pizza-related. What the hell does that even mean? Does this map lead to some child that John Podesta is keeping locked up? What is it? And here's another one from John Podesta. I think you should give notice when changing strategies that have been long in place. I immediately realized something was different by the shape of the box, and I contemplated who would be sending me something in the square-shaped box. Lo and behold, instead of pasta and wonderful sauces, it was a lovely, tempting assortment of cheeses. Yummy. I am waiting for the return of my children and grandchildren from their holiday travel so that we can demolish them. Thank you so much. I hope you and your gang are well. P.S. Do you think I'll do better playing dominoes on cheese pizza than on pasta? What the hell? Just what sorts of temptatious assortments of cheese are you getting from this square-shaped box, huh? And are you waiting for your children to come back so you can demolish the cheese pizza or demolish each other? Playing dominoes on the cheese? What? As for dinner, I'm not particularly fussy about the type of pizza I enjoy, just as long as there's no hair on it. I hate hair on my pizza. What? You like hairless children, you sick freak? And here's another weird email, though this time instead of cheese pizzas, we get Beanie Babies. More code? My parents are visiting this weekend, and I need to sell my enormous collection of Beanie Babies. I have approximately 480 little creatures of joy, and I'm selling each for $20. They are very respectful and amicable with one another, and they are, for the most part, cat and dog friendly. Some are sassier than others, naturally. Please let me know. My parents can't find out. If this isn't code for selling kids, I don't know what the hell is. There are so many personified characteristics to these supposed Beanie Babies that it's way too conspicuous not to be talking about children. Even these Redditors here were coming up with possible double meanings behind this email. My parents can't find out. Code for sure. Amicable might mean drugged, sassy might be undrugged. Parents can't find out equals for your eyes only? If these sick fucks are trafficking children, I'm calling for public hanging. Cheese pizza equals CP, which equals child porn. That is fucked up. Yeah, if this child trafficking shit is real, then we can't just drain the swamp, we need to napalm the fuck out of it. And this is just a small fraction of the Redditors and 4chan posters digging into this. And things mostly stay pizza related in the emails until we get to the next forwarded email from John Podesta's brother, Tony Podesta. Dear Tony, I am so looking forward to the spirit cooking dinner at my place. Do you think you'll be able to let me know if your brother is joining? Spirit cooking? What the hell is that? And who's this Marina chick? Well, get this. Marina Abramovic is a self-proclaimed satanic performance artist who... Oh god! Jesus Christ, what the hell is this? Oh! Well, according to Marina, this is what you call spirit cooking. It doesn't get any more satanic than this, folks. There's even a recipe book on spirit cooking. And look at some of these ingredients. Mix fresh breast milk with fresh sperm milk. Drink on earthquake nights? Huh? Fresh morning urine. Sprinkle over nightmare dreams. What? This is what the Podesta brothers are doing? This is the dinner that John is getting invited to? And what the hell is this thing? Is this supposed to be a child? Are they sacrificing children as part of this spirit cooking? So now John Podesta might really be demolishing the temptatious assortments of cheeses through satanic sacrifice. And look at this other email sent by John Podesta to his doctor. It says that he's got a cut on one of his fingers that seems to be getting infected. Well, you know what one of the recipes in spirit cooking is? With a sharp knife, cut deeply into the middle finger of your left hand. Eat the pain. Holy crap! Is this injury on John Podesta's finger from participating in a satanic ritual? And look at this other message to his doctor. It says, Mary said you might be able to see me early Monday. That would be great if it works for you. Mary, huh? Well, back to the original spirit cooking email. Tony Podesta also refers to Marina as Mary. Is this the same Mary? Is this doctor also connected to Marina's spirit cooking rituals? And some of you might be saying, well, look at this. It's just some weird performance art. What's the big idea? Well, according to Marina herself, if you are doing the occult magic in the context of an art gallery, then it is art. If you are doing it in a different context, in spiritual circles or private houses, it is not art. Well, this supposed dinner is set to take place at Marina's place. In her own private home? Well, according to her, it's no longer art, but the real deal. If this is no longer art, but the real thing, then what in the hell are they eating exactly? Just look at these recipes. And it's not like this woman is just an outsider rando that Tony Podesta hangs out with. She's been invited to a number of Hillary's campaign events. And not only that, Hillary Clinton has placed many of Marina's art pieces in US embassies all over the world. And not only that, Hillary herself has also supposedly had meetings with Marina, possibly for a spirit cooking lunch? So here we have our satanic connection, which may also possibly involve children. But the pizza, what is it about the pizza? We're almost there, folks, don't worry. Next, we get an email from David Brock, political operative and commentator, inviting John Podesta to an after party. Midnight until whenever, I guess. I wonder if there was spirit cooking going on at this party. But anyways, David Brock, Democrat operative and open homosexual, has in the past had a homosexual partnership with a man named James Alefantis. Who is James Alefantis? Well, get this. He's the founder and owner of Comet Pizza Shop. Oh my god! So here's our pizza connection. And you know what else? James Alefantis has been in constant connection with the Clinton campaign. Look at these emails he was sending to John Podesta. My graphics guy sent this. Do not forward, smiley face. Look at that. And look at this email. This isn't some professional conversation between two businessmen. This is like two best buddies talking to each other about their weekend vacation plans. These two know each other. And look at the location of this address. Tony P's, Tony Podesta's, in Washington, D.C. The city where Tony Podesta's private home is, which is well known to have creepy paintings of underage children all over the place. What the hell kind of creepy ass art collection is this? This is not a joke. This is in this guy's personal art collection. Unbelievable. And let's go back to Comet Pizza. Look at all these crescent moons and star symbols. You know where you can find those? Well, in satanic artwork. So just what kind of sick shit is James Alefantis up to? Well, look at the guy's own Instagram page. Look at this shit. What the hell kind of advertisement is this? This is seriously what the guy puts up on his Instagram. Jesus Christ. And look at his name. It's awful similar to the French word j'aime les enfants, which literally translates into I like children. Oh fuck. And look at the type of bands and artists that go and perform here. A lot of them even talk about pedophilia in their lyrics. Look at this person's stand-up performance.
Welcome, friendly people, to Comet Pizza and Ping Pong. Have any of you enjoyed this special pizza here tonight? But no, she didn't. She held on to that child all the way to the end. And the fucked up thing was really, it was after it was born. I had to put that shit down. Euthanasia. It's like, is this what happens with babies? And it kept saying, it's like all this noise.
Jesus Christ. And look at the Comet Pizza's website homepage. It says that within Comet Pizza are secret doorways and rooms. And just what are you keeping in those rooms, James? Cheese pizza? Why is pizza so significant in the pedophile world? There's Pizzagate, and then there's this video, and isn't the spiral triangle supposed to be an international symbol for child lover? That's right. See this? This is an official leaked FBI document showing the different types of symbols that pedophiles use to identify each other. And check this out. Shops all across the street that Comet Pizza is on use these symbols as part of their business logos. Look at Besta Pizza just across the street. They've got the symbol for boy lover right out in the open. And check out Comet Pizza's old logo. That's some straight up child lover symbol right there. Oh boy, now we've got it. We've got the source. This is where the children are being funneled. Good God, we've solved it. They're all running a sick satanic pedophilia ring. And on December 4th, 2016, someone who truly believed in this theory decided to do his own investigating, or I guess execute his rescue operation for the children, and drove up all the way from North Carolina and shot up Comet Pizza. And to the surprise of all the conspiracy theorists, found absolutely nothing indicating an underground child sex ring. And luckily, no one was hurt, as the shooter was deliberately aiming at the walls and the floor, looking to see if there were any secret rooms filled with children.
Up on anything in this world. I can't let you grow up in a world that's so corrupt by evil. Like I've always told you, we have a duty to protect people who can't protect themselves. I hope you understand that one day.
Yep. And the mainstream media were all touting fake news, and this is all Alex Jones's fault, or this is all Trump's fault, and all that fun stuff. But here's where we take the leap of faith and decide whether or not to believe in this conspiracy theory. And with all the convicted sex pedophiles and perverts that are connected to the Clintons and their affiliates, and with all this tangible evidence surrounding their whole operation, is it really that hard to believe that they may be running an underground sex ring where children of all ages are trafficked for the sick pleasure of wealthy and corrupt politicians and businessmen? Maybe. But it's definitely not happening in the basement of a pizza shop. And looking back at all the evidence presented, it's easy to say that maybe Steve Bing was just genuinely trying to help out the US government get 2 of our citizens back. And maybe there was no other nefarious intentions behind the whole rescue operation. And maybe this image here, and the message within it, is really just a celebration statement. It doesn't get any better than this. 2 Americans back on American soil enjoying a nice cheese pizza. And maybe David Brock's party is really just a party, and not something where kids are tossed around for sex. And maybe James Alefantis is just a weirdo and just having some fun with his restaurant and is not some child sex creep. Same thing for Marina. She's probably just some satanic performance artist and all this is just for fun and ooh, look, we're doing creepy things. And maybe Tony Podesta just likes weird satanic shit like this. Though I'm not gonna let him off for having creepy paintings of children all over his house. And is it weird that many of the businesses around Comet Pizza use symbols that have been identified with pedophiles? Yeah, it's weird, but it's more likely just a coincidence. I mean, look at all these other businesses that use similar shapes. And maybe John Podesta just really likes food, as many news articles would suggest, and that he's actually not involved in trafficking children for Hillary through some pizza shop in the middle of DC. And I will say, I have actually been inside of Comet Pizza a couple years before the shooting took place, and I don't recall seeing any tied up children or hidden rooms or screams for help, and neither did the shooter. And from what I remember, I had some pretty good pizza, and no, not that kind of pizza. And is Anthony Weiner a recruiter of underage girls for the Clintons? Probably not. He's just a pervert. Is it odd that a lot of sex perverts and convicted pedophiles have been known to hang out with the Clintons? Yeah, it's odd. But can you really make a viable case for an underground human trafficking sex ring with all this? I don't really think so. I mean, imagine all the people that would have to be involved in this conspiracy. All the thousands of connections and people that would have to be keeping quiet about this massive worldwide shadow government conspiracy involving world leaders from across the globe peddling children for sex. I just don't buy it. And a lot of the connections between certain pieces of evidence requires a lot of assuming, and the consistent belief that these people are completely set out with nefarious purposes in life. Which, hey, it's not too hard to think that about your political opponents. Now personally, I don't really believe in the whole pizza aspect of this conspiracy theory. But do I believe that the Clintons themselves have been involved in numerous sexual affairs throughout their careers? Absolutely I do. And this pertains more to Bill, who has hundreds of claims made against him consorting with known pedophiles, sleeping with women from all over the world, allegedly raping women, and frequently having women come over to his house to sleep with him. Even a former Secret Service agent has said in a book that he and the rest of his detail would often refer to one woman in particular who would regularly come over to the Clinton house as the Energizer. Yeah, energize me, baby. I think the Clintons and a lot of the people they hang out with are perverted sex freaks, but I don't think they're all engaged in a worldwide underground child sex ring. So is Pizzagate real? No, not really. But does the evidence surrounding Pizzagate suggest that something else is going on? I think it just might. Just not on some vast global scale. Probably more like Bill Clinton's house and some strippers who come and go. And his friends who do the same thing. This has been Political Juice. Thanks for watching.